Dear students, this is Najam, Computer Center DVPG College. In this video lecture, I'm going to tell you something about MS Excel. Though in my previous lecture, I've started MS Excel, introduction of MS Excel, but we are going a little bit further into it. As I've already told you that in MS Excel we are going to do, or rather we usually do 4 types of important tasks. One is data entry, that is your own data which is about to be input into Excel sheet as a sort of database. So this database creation is the first task. Then second task is applying formula into the database. Third is your analysis of database, and the fourth one is generation of the result and the reports. So for all these 4 tasks we use MS Excel, and it's a very important software. Before going deep into it, let us have a look on the typical window of MS Excel. MS Excel window is somewhat very similar to the window of MS Excel if you just skip the part of the working area. It has menu bar, it has then title bar on the top of the window, then you have menu bar, then you have standard toolbar, then you have formula bar, and just beneath the formula bar you have column bar, and similarly at the bottom you see the task bar and then status bar. At the right hand side you see the vertical scroll bar, and at the bottom you see the horizontal scroll bar. The working area of MS Excel is divided into rows and columns, and the intercepted area between one column and a row is known as a cell. So we have got so many cells in an working area of MS Excel, which is later on known as worksheet. A worksheet is what? A worksheet is the working area of MS Excel, which is divided into rows and columns, further making cell. And cell is the part of that spreadsheet working area onto which you input data, or you perform calculation, or you generate result, or you apply any kind of analysis onto it. Well, the cell is unique in the nature. Though we can see thousands and thousands of cells into a worksheet, and all those cells are looking similar to each other, but there is no similarity at all. Each and every cell is unique in nature. And what is the factor which make it unique? It is its cell address. Every cell has got its own unique cell address, and the cell address is derived from the column into which it lies and the rows into which it lies. Like if you take the topmost and leftmost cell, it is A1. Its cell address is A1. Why A1? Because it lies in column A and it lies in row 1. So therefore the cell address of this particular cell is A1. So similarly we have A1, A2, A3, then B1, B2, B3, and so on. That means each and every cell is unique in nature. No 2 cell can have same cell address. A cell is a part into which we type and enter data. We input data in MS Excel mainly in 3 forms. One is text, other one is numeric, and other one is formula. Like if you type your name in any cell, then it is completely a text. And if you type your age in any cell, then it is completely a numeric. Then you have alphanumeric, like your email address, like your email address is xyz1976@gmail.com, then this entire string is alphanumeric. And then there's one more thing which is known as formula. You can type formula into any MS Excel. So formula, I'll tell you later on how a formula is typed into MS Excel, because see, it is quite different from writing formula on a piece of paper. Apart from these things, text, numeric and formula, what are the core tasks to be done in MS Excel as far as your syllabus is concerned for second semester, unit second, that is MS Excel. In MS Excel, the topics I'm going to take up are data sort, data filter, and in data filter there are two types of filter: auto filter and advanced filter, and then chart, then formula, and then function. In function we have subcategories like function sum, function average, function count, function min, function max. These are the topics which are going to be covered into this video lecture. Let us start with sort. Data sort means we have to arrange data that we have entered into any worksheet in a way that it follows certain conditions. Like if you have a database of student and the fields are name, father's name, mother's name, gender, date of birth, enrollment number, and roll number. These fields are filled by the data one by one as we get the data. Okay, so the first student comes and the data is entered, and the second student comes and the data is entered, and similarly maybe thousands or maybe 2000 students' details are filled into that Excel sheet. Okay, it's not possible while filling the data that data should be filled into certain order, under certain conditions. Whatever student comes to us, we have to enter the data. When the database is ready, when the database is created and when the database is saved, that database is a sort of haphazard database, because see, it doesn't follow any certain condition, any rule. The student of BA first semester is on top, and then just after that student BA final semester is there. So there's no condition to be followed. So what we are going to do is to rearrange the database under certain conditions. The data sort is what? Data sort is a function of MS Excel into which we rearrange the database under certain conditions. So what we are supposed to do into it? First of all, select the database. Select the database. Either you select entire database or simply click in any cell within the database, and if you click in any cell within the database, a message will pass to MS Excel that this part is your database part. Now go to menu bar and then you go to data menu, and in data menu you click onto it. A cascading list will generate. Into that list, click on again the sort menu, and in sort menu, as you click on sort menu, you will get a pop-up window in front of your computer screen, and in that pop-up window you are supposed to select the first field according to which you want to sort the database. Then you can add on fields, like you want to sort your database with the name of the students. Then in case if 2 or 3 or 4 students are having same name, then whose name is to be put on top, it's an issue. So in that case we can apply one more field, that is father's name, next. So you can select the field according to which database is to be sorted. Like you selected first the name of the student, then father's name, then course, then roll number, one by one. You have to be selective while doing it, because see, if you check the pop-up window, you will see one checkbox is there that shows my list has header row. My list has header row is to be checked, because see, if it is unchecked, then that your column heading will also be sorted. So first of all, make sure that my list has an header row is checked, and then you decide the criteria like name, father's name, course and roll number. And when you are having, selecting the fields according to which you want to select the sort the database, with each field there is two options. One is ascending and other one is descending. You'll have to be selective whether you want to sort the database in ascending order or descending order. You click on radio button to select. Finally, click on OK, and the moment you click on OK, all your database is arranged alphabetically or numerically in that particular order which you have instructed MS Excel to do. This is data sort. It is very helpful while rearranging a database. Then we have filter. This is another very good application of MS Excel, filter. And filter has auto filter and advanced filter. In auto filter, your database is filtered automatically, and in advanced filter, the database is filtered as per the criteria given by you. Before going into auto filter and advanced filter, let us take up what exactly filter is. Filter is to filter the entire database and to have only that data in front of you which satisfy any condition. Like if you take the example of previous database, student's database, student's name was there, father's name was there, mother name was there, roll number was there, enrollment name was there, enrollment number was there, course was there. Now you want to have, it has all the students of the college, all the students of all the course of all the semesters. Now if we want to see only those students who are in BA Social Science 6 students, then this is a tedious job to do. But Excel makes it very easy. Now what you are supposed to do, just go to data menu. Before going to data menu, select database, or simply click any cell within the database, go to data menu, and then in that menu a cascading list will appear. In that cascading list, click on filter. A sub menu will appear. In that sub menu, click on auto filter, and the moment you click on auto filter, you will see one change in your spreadsheet. In the field, in each field like name, father's name, mother's name, roll number, etc., you'll see the field name is having one drop down button. Every field name is having one drop down button. You click on any drop down button, and what you'll see a list of data arranged alphabetically without a repetition. You select any data. Like example, you are supposed to take only take the students of BA Social Science 6th semester. First of all, go to the course field. In course field, click on the drop down button, and the moment you click on the drop down button, a list will appear, and in that list it will show you courses of the college like BA Arts semester 1 to 6, then BA Social Science semester 1 to 6, then BCom semester 1 to 6, similarly MA semester 1 to 4, and MCom semester 1 to 4. Now what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to select BA Social Science semester 6. You click onto it, and the moment you click onto it, your data gets small. In your entire database, only those data are present which are BA Social Science 6th semester. This is the action of data filter. Now you can use this data filter as you go. Then in advanced filter, what we are supposed to do, in advanced filter, we apply certain criteria like the same thing as we have done in auto filter. Do one thing. If you want to have the database of those students who have their name starting with alphabet A and the semester 6th or semester 4, all the students having name with starting letter alphabet A and of any course but of 4th semester. And what you're supposed to do, first of all, insert 3 blank rows on top of your database. Use first blank row as to header row. Just copy the header row from the database and paste into it. Now you have, in that condition, you have 3 rows on top of the database. First row is having the header row, and second row and third row are the blank rows. In second row, under the column name, type A, because see, you want to see the data of the student is starting with alphabet A. And then go to field course and semester, and in semester you type semester 4. You simply type. Okay. Now go to data menu, go to filter, and then in sub menu go to advanced filter. And then the moment you click on advanced filter, a pop-up window will appear. In that pop-up window, you are supposed to input 2 things. One is data range and other one is criteria range. The topmost row, 3 rows are the criteria range, and the below database is your data range. So you put data range and you put criteria range and click on OK, and as you click on OK, the database would be shortened and it will display the names of the students who have their name starting with alphabet A. Third topic is chart wizard. Chart wizard is what? It is a sort of representation of pictorial, graphical representation of your tabular database. See, tabular database is sometimes very confusing. So, and all the database is not all the time seen in front of you. So you are not going to get information very rapidly. So if you convert this, database into a chart, into a graph, then it would be more easier to understand. So what is a chart wizard in MS Excel? MS Excel offers you one wizard, that is chart wizard, which is the pictorial or graphical representation of your tabular database. To use chart wizard, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to select the database first and then go to chart menu, and then in chart you have to select the type of chart, and then in type of chart, after having your sub criteria and criteria, you click on OK button, and the moment you click on OK button, your chart will be prepared. Then in formula, your formula, next topic is your formula. In formula, what we have to do,